see. Unlike discovering years later, or you see your child is becoming resentful more and more and more because daddy is so busy saving the world, they don't have time for me.
Yeah.
And that also leads children to start doing other things. Other things other than being children.
Yeah.
They are forced to grow
because
up.
Because they are hunting for that missing part.
Exactly.
That they should be getting at home. Welcome to the show, Kalina ke Rasemishi Mushala, and we have yet another show. And Kajoku will be talking wellness. I have a guest, but before we even get to that, please, I would like you to please share and like our videos, because of the more you share, the more we are able to bring you good stuff like this that ultimately benefit you. Kajoku health and wellness. Health and wellness. I love my producer. She should be sitting here. Health and wellness, and Kenale aus Portia Keta in the show, and then she will be, giving us information there and more knowledge about how this stuff works. I've been working on this session. I don't know if she's gonna help me of getting rid of, but we'll hear about that. Aus Posh, how are you?
Fine, thanks with you.
Good, thanks. If I'm going to be offended, but let's get it from you. Who is Aus Portia and what do you do?
Okay, thank you so much, firstly, for inviting me to the show. It's quite an honor and a privilege to be here. I greatly appreciate it. So, like you introduced me, my name is Portia Keta. Full village.
Oh, okay.
Mara ke na le ntlo mo Dobsonville Gardens.
All right.
So Portia Keta is a cancer survivor, a fitness fanatic.
Okay. There we go.
Portia is everything. Portia wears so many caps. It just depends where I'm placed at any given time, and I just fit wherever.
All right.
And I am a mother of two.
All right.
My youngest son sadly passed away due to leukemia, which is cancer of the blood, back in 2020.
All right.
And there is reason why I'm bringing that into the picture, because where I am today, it's as a result of his passing.
Okay.
So today I'm wearing a cap of a wellness coach.
Okay.
So I've formed an organization called Lesedi,
okay,
which is an organization that actually takes care of 8 pillars of wellness.
All right. Okay.
So there is about 8 pillars of wellness, which is, if I could mention a few.
Okay. You can try them all.
It's your spirituality.
Okay.
Your wellness.
Okay.
Your financial, your occupation, relationship. What else? Oof, now I forgot. But there's about 8 pillars of wellness.
Okay.
So that's how Lesedi Wellness Hub was born.
Okay. No, it makes sense. But I just wanted to ask, Lesedi, where that means life. Mm-hmm. Both the words means life. Mm-hmm. I mean, light.
Yeah.
Why Kanya and Lesedi? Where do the names come from?
The names come from...
Or what inspired them?
It's actually a direct translation from when we practice yoga. By the way, I'm a yoga practitioner as well. So whenever we end our classes, we always say, the divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Wow. So it's actually a direct translation. So
Kanya.
Yeah.
Lesedi. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Divine light in me
honors the divine light in you.
In you.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And how did you? I know that when you started, you said it's as a result of the loss that you experienced in your life. But how did it all start? Who were you before, and what have you? How did the loss translate you to who you are now?
Okay. So I've always been into fitness. My fitness journey goes as far back as 2008.
Okay.
So my gym membership, yes, a Virgin Active, I got it because I had...
Remember to feel Virgin Active. We're dealing people today.
Yeah. Was linked to my Discovery Medical Aid, where if you took membership out then, you paid a once-off fee, which was as little as 700 rands back in 2008.
Yeah.
And you had a lifetime membership. I didn't have to pay monthly fees.
Yeah.
So that's when my journey started in earnest in terms of becoming a health and fitness conscious person. And I did just about everything. I lifted weights, I did aerobics, step classes, I ran, I cycled, I swam.
Yeah.
You name it, I did it.
Okay.
And my son, the late one, he was more of a reserved person at home, unlike his brother. His brother and I were those with a bubbly, outgoing personality. He was very reserved. He only swam. He played a guitar. He enjoyed chess. He played golf. So he did all these subtle things. But now that I'm wiser, I realize that my son was just a genius.
Okay.
That's why he approached life the way that he did.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I'm really sad that I'm talking about this now in his absence.
Yeah.
I wish I could be telling him this, you know. Because we pushed, we tried to get him to where we were, which was unfair.
Yeah.
He was who he was.
Yeah.
We just needed to respect the person that we have.
You needed to understand that then.
Yeah. But anyway, so at some point, because he was struggling at school, I needed to help him to focus and concentrate. And that's when the yoga practice came to our home.
Oh, okay.
And for me to make sure that he does do his practice, I had to go with him to class. Okay. So that's where the practice of yoga and the love developed. So I did classes with him. And when he began to be ill and he was hospitalized, when he came home after he was discharged, he found me in the living room practicing yoga, and he said, "Mom, you do this thing so well. I think you should consider teaching people." Yeah. And I laughed it off and I brushed it off. And as time went by and he was getting sicker and sicker, he kept encouraging me, "Mom, you are good at this thing. I think you should start teaching people." So that's how my yoga profession was born. Yeah. It's not something that I always wanted to do. Yeah. So it's like I'm living my son's dream and wishes. Yeah. So that is why I'm so connected and attached.
I think sometimes there are things in life where other people from the outside of you can see in you that you yourself cannot see, and it's defined by them. And I think probably from your concept there, Kanya, it shines a light in that you can be able to say, "Oh, I've never seen myself in this way," and you can start appreciating certain parts of yourself.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But maybe because of you keep on using this word, that I would say I assume that I know what it means. And I'm sure my producer thinks that she knows what it means. I'm going to give you a test after this, and you better not fail this exam. What are we talking about when we are talking about yoga? What is yoga?
Yoga is basically the union of breath, mind, body, and soul.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. And contrary to what people think, they think yoga is some religion. It's got nothing to do with religion.
Yeah.
Yoga grounds you. Yoga teaches you to be patient. Yoga teaches you to be more compassionate.
Yeah.
It teaches you to love yourself even more. Because when you know how to love yourself, it's easy to teach other people how to love you. And also it's easy to love other people because you understand what love is. And you don't get trapped in a situation where you are all over looking for love everywhere.
Yeah.
Because
I hear you.
You are grounded.
You
understand who you are.
Yeah.
You value yourself. You love yourself.
I am signing up under my mother as a pensioner.
Nothing beats knowing and understanding who you are.
Yeah.
And yoga has taught me not to be afraid of my company. I can sit by myself.
Yeah.
Do you know that we have solutions to our problems? I don't need to come to you for solutions. But if I can make time and just sit in stillness and go inward, I will have answers to my problems.
Yeah.
That's one other thing that yoga has taught me.
Whereas
before, you've got problems, you'll go drinking. You'd rather go and sit nabobani, you know, you're shifting.
Yeah. It will be difficult to actually sit by your own with yourself and have conversation with yourself.
Yeah. Having a conversation
actually, I think
with yourself.
Most people are afraid of having that conversation with themselves. I think they are afraid of this inner man that they have to face every time when they have to spend time with themselves. Taking care of ourselves is very, very important. And taking care of yourself starts first thing when you wake up in the morning. What do you do when you wake up in the morning? We need to have rituals. She gets a phone. That's the first thing she does.
Wow.
I'm not sure if I'm not sure if it's the right way of doing things, but if you can have that hour to yourself in the morning where it's you time.
Yeah.
That's how I start my morning. When I wake up in the morning, I wake up and I have water first thing. Yeah. Because remember, you were sleeping for 6 to 8 hours. Your body naturally is dehydrated. You don't start your day with coffee.
So I've been doing it wrong.
Yeah, no, you don't start. You start with water. What is that practice called? Now I forget. As a yogi, you drink water first thing in the morning.
Does it have to be cold, hot, room temperature?
I don't enjoy cold water in the morning. At least either it must be at room temperature or a little bit warmish. Yeah. It also helps with your digestive system, having water first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Yeah. Because if you drink juice or cold drink, it's like I call them internal showers. When you drink water, it's an internal shower. Would you shower with juice?
No.
You wouldn't. No. What would happen to your body if you showered with cold drink or juice or even coffee?
Well, I haven't tried. I just assumed that it would be sticky.
Exactly. So why do you do that to your internal organs? Yeah. So first thing in the morning, you have water, you pray, you meditate, you journal. I think journaling is important because journaling simply means write your feelings. How are you feeling as you wake up? How are you feeling? And how do you want your day to progress? It's just small things that you tweak to make your day lighter. And then you move your body. And moving, contrary to what I used to do from back in 2008, I thought the only moving was aerobics, everything that's like, working in the garden. It's moving. You are moving. Remember, working in a garden, you need to kneel down. And certain muscles are involved. Yes.
Okay.
Walking.
Yeah.
It's a nice exercise. I walk a lot, and I find it clears my mind.
Okay.
And when I come back from my walks, I'm more creative.
Okay.
Again, I find solutions to whatever I could be dealing with on that day.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I try so hard to come up with a solution, be it's for me or some of the people that confide in me, and I really want to help them come with a solution.
Yeah.
When I walk, then ideas start flowing into me. Then that's why walking is important. Cycle. Be involved in a sport, whether you play tennis or you play golf, but be with people. You need to begin to socialize. Socializing is also important. It helps. Belong to some form of an organization.
Yeah.
If you are in a church, become that person that is involved in something. Do something.
Be active. Don't
be
just
active.
pop
Yes.
up. Okay.
Yes. Correct. So
I find that very interesting. Because she says, be involved in sports, and she says, socialize, basically do something with people. So sports is not only just about fitness, but it's about also association, that you get to interact with people.
Correct.
And we are saying that that is healthy for you.
You need that, actually. You need that.
Okay.
Remember, I'm going to digress a bit. This is the month of May, and according to the World Health Organization calendar, May, it's Lupus Awareness Month, it's Brain Cancer Awareness Month, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Those are the things that are happening in this month alone. And if you recall, when did we become more aware of mental health, that there's a disease called mental health? It came out in 2020 most prominently.
Oh yeah, yes.
Because we were locked inside doors, we were not going out, and people lost their minds.
Yes.
Even myself, there was a point where I lost my mind, being home for so long. Like, it got to me when we went into week 3 and we were not allowed to do anything.
Out. Yeah.
I lost it.
Wow.
When it started, it was okay. I had everything. I stocked up. It was nice.
And you thought you got everything figured out? Like,
no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You miss people. You need to be with people. You need to go out and do things with people. So that's what I just wanted to point out, to say socializing has got an aspect.
Okay.
So when I
that contributes to your health.
Exactly.
And fitness. So
if we go back to the pillars of wellness as well, I don't know if occupation I did count because I forgot all of them. Occupation is one of them, meaning the job that you do.
Okay.
We need to, because a lot of people suffer mental health or suffer illnesses as a result of their occupation.
Okay. Jobs that they don't like.
Not necessarily not like. If you think of lung cancer, it could be you were working in a place where you are exposed to things that were harming you. And sometimes you have a boss that's not supporting you. You go slowly into depression.
Yeah.
So that is why occupation is one of the pillars that we take care of as part of your wellness.
I don't know. I have a question there. Maybe putting my version forward. Maybe it's a bit strong. If you say a job that you don't like, or a job that you are not happy at, and you are there, how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
Because there are those situations that people wake up every morning.
I know.
They have to work because they need the money, but they are so not happy, and they feel depressed the more they go to work. And how does one? What advice can you give and say, listen? When you find yourself at that stage, probably try doing this.
But again, that's a sign of not loving yourself enough. Why do you expose yourself to that?
Okay. Maybe
you are in a relationship, it's not working. Why are you sticking around?
maybe that's the best thing I ever had, even if it's what's the saying? Better the devil you know
than the one you don't. Okay.
So it might be like
he's a devil.
You know, she's the devil, but she's the best devil I ever met.
That's okay. That's okay. So, I like the question you posed. So you see, sometimes we enjoy these relationships that are not working.
Wow.
And we don't find ways. You can stay in a relationship that's not working, but knowing that on the side, you're actually doing something to work your way out.
Yeah.
You work your way out. I'm not saying drop everything immediately.
Yeah.
It might not work.
Yeah.
But do something to change your situation. Don't stay there as if it's all or nothing.
Okay, she keeps on saying words that I don't know if I'm the only one who's like, into. She says you enjoy these relationships that do not work, but I find a lot of truth in that. That sometimes we. There are people that I think that sometimes they enjoy the complaining more than their desire to do something else. It's like maybe even if they get another opportunity, it will be like, yeah, but what if I don't complain in that new opportunity?
Yeah.
Like I'm complaining now,
Yeah.
And they enjoy looking like a victim than, going out there, because of if you move further and you go up the ladder, you might now be the opposite, no longer the victim, but you might appear to be a perpetrator or something.
Yeah.
So they enjoy this side that I can always be sounding like Hashem.
Yeah.
You know what happened to me this week?
Yeah.
Rather than saying, you know what I've done this week, and I told that guy where to get off, or I said this to my boss. Now I don't want that position, but I would rather be complaining that I'm being mistreated. I don't know, but it's so interesting. But I get another side of it. I think, as you said before, maybe if we are more in tune with ourselves, we'll be more happier, and we might probably learn that the situation is not the problem. Maybe we are.
Yeah.
And maybe if we spend more time in developing self and trying to do an introspection in most cases than the other.
Yeah.
So that's
true what you're saying about introspection. In any relationship, if there are problems, always sit back and look at you. What did you contribute for that situation to arise?
Yeah.
If you do that, you'll have a different perspective.
Yeah. And this is not just about personal relationships. It could be even a work relationship or any relationship.
Relationships in general.
Yeah.
Relationships in general.
Yeah.
I like what you said as I was waiting for my turn to come on studio. When you said you have decided as a family that you put 2 hours away, family time.
Yes.
That's important. That is powerful. Whenever I give talks at support groups, I don't forget to mention that at home, let's have a basket where everybody puts their phone and that basket sits there. The world is not going to stop functioning because you are off your phone for an hour. We call it detoxing from social media, because a lot of things go wrong in the families because we don't have time for each other. I get it. In the morning, we all busy getting ready for our day. But having a meal together is powerful. Finding out, so how was your day today?
Yes.
That is why even your child is bullied at school, they'll be able to tell you and you can pick up that there is something, there's a problem. And then you work on it timelessly. Unlike discovering years later, or you see your child is becoming resentful more and more and more because daddy is so busy saving the world, they don't have time for me.
Yeah.
And that also leads children to start doing other things. Other things other than being children.
Yeah.
They are forced to grow
because
up.
Because they are hunting for that missing part.
Exactly.
That they should be getting at home.
So there's power in what you are doing as a family. Sometimes you need those boundaries.
Yeah. No, awesome. I'll just have to pause you there and have a break. Today's show, forgot to mention, is sponsored by crowdfunding. your Stockfell crowdfunding from ESO. ESO Group, not ISO,
No,
ESO,
ESO.
but it's spelled the same. Don't see you on the day. Check them out after the break. I'm back. I was Portia, and we are still talking health and wellness. We're getting into another thing that I hope is not going to upset me in a way. We get into a subject of nutrition, they call it. It's basically food. So I hope this is not a part where I'm told what I'm supposed to be eating or not eating, because some of us do love eating. So, how's Portia? How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Still well?
And you? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The concept of health and wellness, nutrition, how does it work out?
It actually works out very well. Nutrition is another pillar of the 8 pillars.
Okay.
So nutrition, it's quite broad as well.
Okay.
So I'm just going to touch on a few pointers around nutrition.
Okay.
And how is nutrition linked to health? Basically, you are what you eat. Watch yourself. When you've eaten certain foods, you feel in a certain way.
Oh,
Have you
okay.
ever stopped and wondered, why is that happening?
Okay. I hear you.
And also remember, knowing your blood type is equally important, because for certain blood types, there's foods we shouldn't be eating.
Wow.
So this goes much deeper than what we think.
I think I need a PhD now. Where do I enroll? Because it's getting more complicated. So it's not just about food.
No.
Okay. So it's food for certain people.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that you eat and be okay, for me it may not be okay.
Correct.
And that can also be determined by the blood type that I am.
Yes.
How does one get to know what blood type he is?
You can go to Clicks or Discam. They just take your blood, and then they'll tell you if you are O, or if you are A plus, or if you are B, or if you are AB.
Okay.
And knowing your blood type is very important, especially if you are in an accident and you can't speak for yourself, and they need to do blood transfusion.
All right. But how will they know if you know your blood type and you cannot speak?
I'm just saying that there are bangles that we should be wearing, especially
Is that
as,
what those are for?
Yeah, especially as fitness people. I could leave my house now to go for a run. I don't know what's going to happen in my run, especially in the times we live in where crime is so rife.
Yeah.
I'm in an accident, I'm laying there. Nobody knows who I am, what my emergency numbers are, and my blood type. It must be on that wrist.
Okay.
And if I may have a medical aid, it must be on that wrist. And emergency numbers, who am I?
Okay.
Just last week in our community WhatsApp group, there was a guy bamutotsing alimeti kosganging. They had to show his face because
Nobody
knew. So I advocate for those wrists.
Okay. Where do we find them?
There are institutions that actually make them.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll have to think of the name, the one that I used.
Okay.
That bangle is so important. And if you are allergic to anything, like some people are allergic to penicillin, you put it there.
Oh.
So
okay.
that when the medicals come, they know that, oh, we can't give him penicillin.
Okay.
Oh, he's blood type A, so we can transfuse him with A blood.
Okay. I don't know if it's everyone's feeling in this place. That every show you get to learn so much, and we need to be certified, eh?
Which is a good thing, eh?
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. We need to be certified, because I think that the amount of information that I get just from running this show, it's amazing. Okay, let's go back to food.
Yeah.
Now we know that food is also related to your blood type, which is
Yeah.
something that I need to know.
Talking of that again, food. There's a saying that goes, "Let thy food be thy medicine." I think that statement is powerful on its own.
Okay.
Sometimes you are healed by what you eat.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you eat may heal you,
Yeah.
or
Just
the
as what you
reverse.
eat may make you sick.
Exactly.
All right.
Now, again, May, it's Lupus Awareness Month. So we had testimonies, people were talking. And when you know your disease and you understand it, you
Yeah.
know there's certain things you're not supposed to eat,
Yes.
because when you eat them, they
Yeah.
trigger certain things in
Yeah.
your body.
Yes.
I was amazed by the revelation of Mama Mila, who
Okay.
is sadly dealing with lupus.
Okay.
She knows her medicine. She understands her medicines. She
Okay.
calls it by name. She went on to discuss that there's foods I'm not supposed to eat.
Okay.
Contrary to us knowing an avocado, how healthy it is. But for people living with certain diseases, that avocado,
can't.
it's not necessarily okay for them. So that is why understanding the food types that speak to you when you are well, what they are. And if you are diagnosed with a certain ailment, know which foods you must eat and which foods you must not eat. So
Okay.
that is very, very important. So we call that conscious eating. That's another thing that yoga teaches you.
Yeah.
How to eat consciously. And that is why intermittent fasting is so important. I don't know who said we need to eat 3 times a day. I want to see that person who said we must eat 3 times a
If
day.
you ever said that, go hide. They're coming for you.
Because
How often are we supposed to eat?
I think when we talk intermittent fasting, normally it's about, you need to be eating maybe every 16 hours if you want, or every 8 hours. So you can imagine if you're eating every 8 hours, it means you're only going to eat 2 meals per day.
Yes.
Or some people eat once a day because they eat every 16 hours. There is value in actually doing that.
Where's that cricket that we should be? The cricket sound.
Yeah. So
So your minimum is 8 hours. So that's 1 meal a day.
yeah. Because sometimes we think we are hungry. In
When
actual
you're
fact,
not.
we are thirsty. All you need is water.
I knew I was eating too much.
Stock up on the water.
Stock up on the water.
Yeah, no, water is
Oh.
important.
Oh, but there's something that I heard. That water is good, water is important, but too much water also is not.
Of course, like anything that is too much, it's not good. You need to strike a balance.
Okay.
Balance things out.
All right. I hear you.
Yeah.
So I'm still stuck on the 8 hours. If I'm having one meal, okay, let's say 2 meal, right, in an 8 hour cycle.
Yeah.
And then the other 8 hours I'm sleeping.
Yes.
Which never happens for me. But if I if I have 2 meals,
Yeah.
how much cups of coffee am I allowed?
Actually, coffee is bad for you. Did you
Oh.
know that?
Okay.
Coffee is bad. It
Shouldn't have
dehydrates you.
asked.
Oh,
Yes.
all right. Don't we learn every day?
We learn every day. I'm telling you, we learn every day. When I do my cancer talks, I don't forget to talk about food.
Okay.
Because we need to eat a balanced meal. A meal that is has got high fiber. So you need to focus on having a meal that's high in fiber.
Yeah.
Stay away from fats, because fats are not good. There are healthy fats and not healthy fats. So avoid fatty foods, as well as make sure that your meal has got lots of fruits and veggies.
Okay.
And you wash them properly. Before you consume them, make sure you wash them properly. If you can eat them raw, go raw.
Okay.
I love cabbage and I don't know how to cook it.
You eat it raw.
Not always. But I don't enjoy my mother's cabbage because
Okay.
my mother kills. She completely murders that cabbage.
Does she put a lot of oil in it?
There's oil, it's brown.
Yeah.
Why do you eat brown cabbage?
Okay.
You must eat it green.
I like it raw.
It's a green leafy veg. Eat it. Taste the crunchiness.
Wow.
Then you know the nutrients are still there. But when it's brown, it's dead.
It's gone.
It's dead.
Murdered.
I wanted to use that word so that you can just picture this
It's a
cabbage.
murdered
And I know
cabbage.
we love it
I'm
because
thinking
that's
of all these years that we've been eating brown cabbage. Murdered cabbage.
it's dead. It's
Better
dead
sin
cabbage.
in a kitchen. Murdering cabbage.
Yeah. So your vegetables, cook them almost close to dishing up time. So uzithi nje if you really have to, but raw is always best.
All right, I want to go back.
Yeah.
Fiber. We must always eat food. You see, I'm a learning student. We
Yeah.
must always eat food that are high in fiber.
What is fiber?
It helps with
What's fiber? What's fiber? What's
it helps with digestion.
what food
So
are those?
you don't need ukusebenzisa isisu. Angazi where that
Okay.
concept came from. Ukuthi isisu sakho singcolile.
Okay, fine.
Siphuzise
That one-
Brooklux,
That one,
castor
I will,
oil.
I will get the person and I will kill the person myself. You don't have to kill two people. But what are high fiber food?
High fiber food, it's foods like your fruits. Your fruits are high in fiber.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I know some people, when they eat a pear,
Yeah.
naturally,
Yeah,
their stomach wants to work.
Yes.
I'm one of those.
There are people, when they eat beetroot,
Yeah,
their stomach wants to work.
I'm not one of those. But
Yeah. So we are all different. Can you see
Yeah.
how different we are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what works for you may not necessarily work for
the next
you.
person.
Yes, you
Yeah.
just need to know and understand. And that is why I always tell my group that when I cook, it's a big deal. I love being in the kitchen. I
Okay.
don't cook and be watching TV or doing other things. I stay in the kitchen.
And you cook.
Yeah, it becomes an event. It's a big deal.
Okay.
We are cooking now.
And it's not a murdering event.
No, no, please.
Yeah,
Eating
and then
healthy.
yeah, because you see, this is what I love about being a yogi. When you eat, you do nothing but you eat. That is why your phone must be away from you. All the distractions must be away from you. And you take your time to eat and enjoy your food. Because even when that food is prepared with love, you can taste it. That this
Okay.
food was prepared with love. Akuphekwanga nje ukuthi hayi ngiyapheka badla.
Ayinakunameda la.
Yeah, we understand. You sit down, you actually chew, you take
enjoy.
your time
Wow.
to chew your food in the mouth. And that is why
She's
you don't
making me
need
hungry.
you don't need distractions. Remove distractions. Even talking whilst eating should actually be close to zero. We're focusing on eating. Kalanji fork and knife if you're using fork and knife. You're enjoying your food. Then when you're done, you can begin the conversations. So that's how you are eating consciously. You are aware. Ukhona ukutesta yonke into uyezwa ukuthi bafake ini la kune rosemary kunani, you know, you can test, you can tell ukuthi lokudla loku kwenziwe kanjani. So that
How
is why.
old were you when you learned these things?
45.
Oh my word. Okay.
But we are a
And
nation.
they say an old dog, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. All right. I guess we are too old.
But I like where we are at. There is a community that is willing to learn and
Yeah.
unlearn everything that they had learned
Yeah.
that is not seemingly correct.
Yeah.
So I'm there and I know there are people. I will not change the whole world, but I know that there is that 1% that's willing to move
Yeah.
with the times and learning, unlearning, and relearning, because
Yeah.
that's how life should be lived.
Wow. Okay. But I like your concept. I mean, not from, I know nothing about health. I mean, something else tells you that I know nothing about it. But I think I think what I like about something that you said, growing your own food, is that we are such a dependent generation. You know, potatoes come from the store, cabbages, carrots come from the store, and or from that guy, Orexankatroli.
Yeah.
And but we have a piece of land, but we never grow our own food. And I'm afraid that one day we're gonna come to a point where it doesn't matter how much money we will be making, we will never afford to get the right food that we want. The most expensive things are the food that you're talking about. The high in fiber food. If it's fruits and veggies, then we are in trouble because of the cheapest thing is bread. And if bread is bad for us, then
And it's very bad for us.
so that means we are in trouble. But I'm sure we can get a seed somewhere and start growing food
Yeah.
that is healthy, that we can eat. And yeah, it is a challenge. Maybe I'm challenging somebody out there. Let's get this project of food gardening
Yeah.
and stuff like that going, and making sure that every house probably have somebody that can be able to. I started planting potatoes, and the whole idea was not planting potatoes, but because of there was a food gardening project, and I listed myself that I'm horrible at farming, you know, or trying to plant. But I said, if I can do it, and I can get potatoes out of it, then I can encourage other people and say, I spend most of the time editing videos, shooting videos, and doing this. IT, I'm a cloud person, but if I can plant, you definitely can plant. Because of I did it, and I could get potatoes out of it. Yes, there were smallish ones, but yeah, they were nice. But the whole thing that I think I'm encouraging is, you know, especially speaking about eating high fiber food, that can we really get into building, growing our own food, that we know what's in the food. I really like that.
What I like with that is that let's stop making excuses. I know we have decided to actually put cement in our driveways and yeah.
Nice paving.
Yes, yeah. We're making sure that there's no room. But we don't need excuses. We can start somewhere. Because you can plant vertically.
Yes.
You can plant using tires. You know, there are solutions to every problem.
Okay.
And we can begin to barter. The barter system that was
Yes,
used back
yes,
then.
yes. I was actually thinking about that.
If you have planted potatoes and I've got beetroot and my neighbor has got carrot, why on a Sunday we can't have a nice meal where I give you what I have, we barter, you know the barter system.
Yes.
Then there's no problem. So you see that we don't have an excuse not to eat properly.
Yes.
And before we close, one thing that is horrible that we need to avoid at all costs, it's sugar. Sugar is your worst enemy.
Oh, sugar.
And my grandma
Hello,
used
honey,
to say,
honey.
sugar gives you gold.
No. No, sugar is worst. I'm saying this because I'm a cancer survivor. Cancer cells strive very well in sugar. So we should stay away from sugar. But not just that. You know what sugar does to our children? It gives them ADHD.
Oh, yes.
Sugar in your eyes is called glaucoma.
Yes.
So sugar is bad. Sugar is really, really bad. Rather have sugar in your fruits.
Okay, you mean from fruits?
From fruits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the kind of replacement you would have.
Yes.
Rather than the sugar that we use to pour in our cereal, in our coffee. And I get shocked when I make coffee for somebody and I ask how much sugar do they get. 3 teaspoons. I can't.
Yes.
I actually have my coffee without sugar. So yeah. And you start small. Yes, you might be taking 3, but if you are intentional, everything that you do it with intent.
Look, I can't fail everything from what you said. You know, I can drink coffee without sugar.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
I just wanted to slot that in.
Yeah. But can we cut your coffee intakes to 1 cup a
Okay,
day?
let's move to the next thing. right, thank you very much. Somewhere there, I thought I will convince the producer that never to call you again, because of I don't think I like everything that you say. But you know, I'll be a bigger person and be an adult. I'm matured. I can take criticisms.
You are what you eat.
I will watch what I eat.
Yes, please.
We'll watch what we eat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for people who say, we like what you're doing, and how do they contact you?
Okay, I can give out my WhatsApp number because
Okay.
I'm big on WhatsApp,
Okay.
which is 084
Yes.
837
Okay.
7203.
All right.
And my social media pages, Facebook and Instagram, Portia Keta.
Okay. Facebook and Instagram. Are you on Twitter?
No, I'm not.
Okay. You don't. You don't.
No.
No, you don't. Okay. And TikTok?
I'm not on TikTok.
Why don't we see you in TikTok doing the stuff?
I don't know. Like you said, you grew up being private. I think I'm kind of private myself. Like I'm
Okay.
learning to be out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's great. We'll see Portia on TikTok in the next coming days. But for some of you, or most of you who are like me, not good at listening and probably don't have a pen and stuff like that, obviously those details are on the screen. But when you click on the info on the video on YouTube, you will get another menu. The description on what this video is about will also have the links to her social media accounts, including her WhatsApp number. And yeah, I think that's it. Well, thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate it. And like, I think my producer is in love with you. So, so I'm sure that we're going to see you more often. So, yeah, Portia
Keta.
Keta. Portia Keta will be our resident health and fitness,
Health and wellness.
health and wellness coach. Yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate having you here.
I appreciate the opportunity. Thank
Okay,
you so much.
from us, social, including us, Portia, and our producer behind the cameras and making sure that everything goes smoothly. Ke lebogile Sogona, ke re reng a beng boroko.
Thank you.